Okay. So I have been waiting for this artist to come on my show for a minute, and things just did not line up. But they do now. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Yaya. And listen, we have BYF, and I'm hoping I'm saying that right because I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's like BYF. There are no vowels in that. So I'm just going to say BYF Ken, and he's going to correct me because, yeah, yeah, you know me. I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to do it. But we are going to be listening to some music. We're going to be talking about his music, and we're going to get him on the forefront because the man got skills. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, okay, BYF. BYF. Be my friend, be your friend. I mean, what does that mean?
So there's no correction needed. You got the name right. It's BYF Ken. The BYF stands for Be Yourself Forever.
Oh,
That's my
see?
label, my motto, my imprint, my business, everything.
That's it.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I live by.
Oh my gosh. I was close. Be your friend, be my
That's
friend.
like the main one I hear.
But that's good though, right? I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
be your friend, be your friend. Yeah, man, I'm your friend forever. Okay, yeah, we
Uh
down.
huh.
So tell me, why are you in the music industry? Because it's not, it's how would they say? It doesn't make sense to be in the music industry. It really doesn't. I mean, think about it. I mean, who
Yeah.
makes it? How many people do you know made it?
Zero.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Right.
gonna go ahead and leave that question to you.
Right. The question was, why am I in the music industry?
Yes, please
I,
tell me, Lord.
I live, I breathe music. I love music. I've always loved music since I can remember, and even before I was making music, just hearing that right song will get you in that specific mood. I just love everything about it. And then once I
Hmm.
started creating it, it was like 10 times the love because it was my own, my own feelings, my own output instead of somebody else's.
Right.
But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I love music. It's just I can't stay away from it. That's like my flow state.
Isn't it terrible though? I mean, think about it. Okay, you could make it. That's not, I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying nobody can't. What I am saying is, financially speaking, it makes absolutely, I mean, you have to have music and a job.
Yeah, right.
You got to. I
People
mean,
don't understand that.
they don't understand that. Tell me, what is it like to have music and a job, knowing that the money coming from your job has to pay for your habit? Because that's what it is right now. It's one of those habits that just sucks the life out of you, but you love it. Why is
Right.
that so contradictory? Just go ahead.
um, it was harder at the beginning. Like it was harder at the beginning because like you would think like, oh, as soon as I drop this music, as soon as I put this music out, I'm going up. I ain't got to worry about no job. Like that's how most people think. But then like once you realize it, well, once I realized it, it was just like it drove me to work harder. It drove me to get better jobs. It drove me to, you know, save my money because I knew I had to put it right back into the music. And the only way I'm gonna get any further in the game is to keep paying. You got to pay to play. So it
Yep.
just kind of turned into a inspiration tool, kind of like, all right, you got to, even though you don't want to go to work, you want to call out. Like, it's like, nah, I got to get up and go get this money because that's the only way I'm going to get to where I want to go.
Man, like I said, it just don't make no sense. I have been watching people in the music industry all my life.
Yeah.
Okay, all my life I've been watching it. All my life I've been a part of it. And there is not one day that goes by that I don't think of music. But the business side is where I've been for the last, I don't know how many years.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that actually make the money are the indie artists that go big, that have their, like Chance the Rapper, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Chance is like, Chance don't need no label. What does Chance need a label for? So a lot of people are looking at him going, well, if he could do it, I can do it too. Is there, how would I say that? Is there a point where you say you made it, or is that irrelevant to you? You just want to do your music?
For me, it was always been like I make the music for myself, and
Mm.
whatever comes with it or comes from it, it comes. Like that was what it was meant to bring me. But it's always been like I've never been a person that's like pushing it to people, and that kind of thing. Because it's always been for me. It's always been my therapy. Always been my thoughts out loud. So for
Hmm.
me, making it is just like I made it. I made it when I did my first show. I made it when I got my first 50K video. I made it whenever you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just whatever comes with it, I'm gonna take that as icing because it's always been for me personally.
That's it. That's it. We're watching the video on YouTube with no sound, obviously. But what was that like to do your music videos? I mean, I know you've got a few in, but what is it like every time you do one?
It's special. It's very special. Like, especially the one we got playing. That's my biggest video. It's actually a double video. My only one like that. That one was really special because it was inspired by just a lot of things that happened when my dad had passed away a couple years ago, and I
Mm,
actually got to memorialize him with the first part of the video. By I was just standing by his gravesite. I had a rose that represented a lot for me.
right.
But you just in
That's
general, when I do
right.
the videos, I love that. Like, it's just so exciting. It's like it's coming together. Like, you did the song, you did the
Hmm.
promo, you dropped it. Like, now you get to
Is that
go
it?
shoot the video. Like, it's just so exciting for me every time.
Wow. Is that it right there?
Yeah, yeah.
It is special. It's special when you can memorialize your parents, when you can do that. And I never really thought, to do something like that, but that must have been super special for you.
Hmm.
And I see that it's emotional. And people don't realize that musicians are people.
Right.
We go through situations, uh, so many different people out there that you can name. LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, they have private lives that they go through that most people don't realize. When you go through a situation and you have to perform, what is it that you do to get you on that mood? Because that's the hardest thing I think to do.
You saying like if I'm going through something, keeps me going? Pretty much. Is that what you're saying?
Like say you have to do a show
Hmm.
and something major just happened that was really dramatic. How can you or how have you pushed through that moment for yourself?
Whenever stuff like just happens, like I just kind of always, especially since my dad passed away, it's been like I know there's no coincidences. I know
Hmm.
everything happens for a reason. So I
Right.
always try to look at everything and be like, okay, what is this trying to teach me? Where is this trying to push me to? Where is this trying to, you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when something like that happens, like that, like when my dad passed, and it was just like it was like me. It was for me. It was like, all right, it's time to lock in. It's time to really go get this like go do what you said you were gonna do.
Yeah.
That's how I look at things. Like, what is
Mhm.
it trying to teach me? What is it trying to push me towards?
Yeah. Yeah. This is, it's really cool to see that you are so involved with your music, so intertwined with, showing people that you are a musician, but you do go through situations like what you just did. You put your father in there and the situation with your dad passing away. And now you have a story to tell, and
Right, right.
that is so cool. What is it that motivates you, and do you write your songs?
Oh, for sure.
How do you go about doing that?
Um, I write. I mean, my music probably like 50-50 freestyle versus written.
Mhm.
But when I'm writing, I usually it's get the beat gotta hit. Like, I usually write with a beat. I don't usually just pull out the phone and start writing unless something just really inspiring me. But if I can get those first couple lines written, it's a wrap. That's usually how
Mhm.
my creative process go. And then once I get a song written and I can lay it down while I'm in the stew, it's all the juices are flowing. I'm in that flow state. That's when I get to freestyling, and that's just usually how that creative process worked for me.
That's sweet. I like that. And I like what you've done with the video. You've taken like really cool spots and cars and your situation I mean, all the things that are in life that people do, and you put it in your music. Why did you do this music video like that?
So I got the double video idea from just the fact of the "Don't Let Them Lie" was so I guess emotional. It was real. It was the memorial for my dad. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take that. That's a hard song. That's an inspirational song, and I'm gonna put that with a real hype song. Like, so I
Mm,
balanced it. And then it turned out, I mean, it turned out to work. It's my highest viewed video, but like that's how I thought about it. That's how I came up with that idea. It was like,
that's
I'm gonna
cool
take this
though.
inspirational thing and I'm gonna put it with something real hype and upbeat and let it balance each other out.
Wow. What has been the highlight of your career so far? And I mean, I know it's going to be topped. Believe me, it always is topped. But so far, what was the highlight?
I always say when I went to Denver in 2021 and I did my first performance, and I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but I had people in Denver that was rapping my lyrics like when I was on the stage, and it just threw me off because I'm like, I didn't even know I had fans in Denver. So it's just like I was like, oh, this is real. Like that's when I really kind of locked into it. Was like, dang, this is really real. I got fans in the whole other side of the country without even trying, you know?
Wow.
That's probably my best moment though. I was in Denver and I had my first performance. It was my first performance ever, like in state, out of state, and
Mm-hmm.
it was rapping my song.
Wow. To me, it's like when people do that and you stand there and you see them do that, it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I was
Wait
like,
a
hold
minute.
up. Like I kind of had to like refocus myself on stage. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
It is cool though. Is
Yeah.
that like, so to me, and I know that not everybody is going to make the upper echelons of the music career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not always going to be like this big career. Some people don't get that big. Some people
Mm-hmm.
don't get that big until after they've passed on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are you looking to do with your career now? What is the realistic goal? And if you surpass that, amazing. You know what I mean? What would that be?
Um, Major goal is two major goals. To show everybody you don't gotta be nobody but yourself. That's my thing. Be yourself. Like you don't have to follow the trends. You don't have to do what your favorite rapper is doing. You don't have to do what they tell you is cool, what social media tell you is cool. You don't have to do none of that. You just be yourself and people gonna appreciate that. I wanna leave that mark. That's my legacy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then my second is like if we talking accolades, we talking, that big stuff, then my goal is to get a distribution deal and get some nice money from this, so I can
Mm-hmm.
set my family and my future family up through
Right.
the music. Like it would be such a big deal for me to take what you're saying, how you said with music, who makes it, who you got to have a job, you got to like to go and take the music to that level to where I can actually set my family up. Like F like 50 million, F 10 million. If I can go get a distribution deal for 500K, a million, I did it. That's huge because you can go and
Right.
take your family to a whole nother level just off of music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I do know what you mean. That is amazing. I commend you because this takes some stick to it. If I can put it,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's one word, y'all. Stick to it.
Right.
That's one word in the music industry. You don't say stick to it. No, it's a stick to it. You just got to
Facts.
keep going. And if you make it, you make it. But what is the joy behind the music? I mean, is it really truly making it, or is it just making the music is the joy?
Yeah, it's making it, and then it's like you just hearing that finished product, and it's like wow, like this really came from my brain, and now it's on wax, and it sounds so amazing. Like that's so amazing to me.
It
That's
is.
the
It
joy for
is.
me. Like when I get to send something off to my producer, and he send it back, and I hear it, I'm like, oh, this is exactly how I imagined it. Like I love that. I love that.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Is there anything that you would like to say today that we didn't go over? Because I don't want to leave anything to chance.
Y'all just follow me, support me. My TikTok is BYF.Ken. My IG is BYF _Ken. And right now we actually breaking my first record on the radio, local radio station in my city. So no matter where y'all watching this from, call them 102 Jams. Call them and tell them to play that "Care Too Much" by BYF Ken. It helps a lot. It's gonna get it pushed. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, that's all we got. That's
That's
all I
it.
got.
That's not all you got. You got
No,
a
that's
lot
not all I
more.
got. I got more in store.
You got more. You definitely got more. BYF Ken, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. Appreciate your music. And my condolences to you. Both of us have lost someone
I was gonna
dear,
say
but
same to you
they want us to go on.
for
They
sure.
want us to succeed in life. And so let's do that. Let's
I
do
got
that.
you.
Thank you so much again for being on here. We're going to have all of your information. BYF Ken is going to have all of his information in the description box below, wherever you may be watching. There is going to be something, but also on the screen. If you're watching on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Comcast, you can go ahead and put your phone up to the screen and go ahead. We're going to put that QR code for his YouTube on the screen for you guys so that you can go ahead and go there and watch the videos. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until the next time, guys, stick to it.
Peace. Thank y'all. Thank you.
No problem.